Now, California has a good problem on its hands, thanks to much bigger tax revenues than expected. That would be the money that Mike and I gave. Governor Jerry Brown announced this morning that the state budget will be flush with about $8 billion. That's right, $8 billion extra dollars. And that's on top of billions of dollars that are already stashed away in the rainy day fund. So here's the thing. What to do with that money? Do you save it? Do you spend it? And if we spend it, what do you spend it on? Holly Mitchell is a state senator from Los Angeles. She chairs the Senate Budget Committee. Holly, it's a really good problem having a lot of money. So what do? Do we just keep it and hope that we need it, and when we do need it, we have it, or do we start spending?
Well, I would say we do all of the above. I think I would reframe the notion of spending it a little differently, and I perceive it as investment. You know, when California's budget really is a reflection of our collective values as California residents. And so when you say spend it, yeah, we're investing on California's kids through early caring education and K through 12 and higher ed. So, yes, I think that it would be prudent for us to save a little, spend down some debt, and invest in California as well.
How much do you think you can get this governor to invest? Because it's a similar refrain that we've seen for years and years from him now. You know, we have to save it because we're going to fall off the cliff one of these days. And he had a message, I think, for the UC system and for state lawmakers like you. He said today, all the people who want all these things are not going to get all the things they want.
And you know what? We're all adults, and we're not going to get all the things we want. But, you know, let me be clear, as this is my second year as budget chair, the stakeholders and folks who come in to meet with me, you know, they're not talking about fluff. They're talking about reimbursement rates for children who have critical chronic health conditions. They're talking about paying child care providers a livable wage, ISHS, you know, SS, in-home care workers. So when you think about the role of government and the kinds of services government provides, it really is a reflection of the critical services that we all need to thrive as California residents. And so, you know, we all want our kids to be able to attend CSU or UC and community college and have affordable tuition, graduate in a reasonable amount of time so they can move on and get jobs and take care of the three of us. That takes investment. So there are professors available and classrooms available for them to actually get in and get their degrees. So these are smart investments that we have to make sure that we make.
Now, as Mike, of course, pointed out, you know, Governor Brown has been very reluctant, to say the least, in the past few years to spend money, but we're going to have a new governor soon. So is the sort of bet that the new person, whoever it turns out to be in Sacramento, might be a little bit more open to opening some of that faucet?
Well, you know, we have no idea. My crystal ball has not been completely accurate for me in recent years, so I wouldn't trust it. I think what
you got $8 billion. Buy a new crystal ball.
Is it really? Exactly. Now, that would not be prudent spending. I think we'll have to wait to see who the victor is next year and what their vision is. I was elected in 2010, the same year Governor Brown was for his, you know, Brown 2.0, his second round as a governor. And he called all of the legislature together and had a big town hall meeting right there in Sacramento. And it was an amazing presentation about his first week in office, where he showed us these bar graphs where he talked about the recession. And I'd never seen an inverted bar graph before that basically showed our general fund underwater for years to come. Well, he has right-sized that. In partnership with the legislature, we have done the responsible thing, and we had very hard years those early years in his administration. Well, we had to cut funding to important public health and education and social services. Well, now we're $8 billion in the black, and again, the $8 billion includes maxing out in our rainy day fund and all of our reserves. We're paying down debt in the public employee retirement system. And so we're being responsible stewards of public funds. So, again, I think parents out there, Mother's Day is Sunday, you know, all of us want our kids to get the best education possible here in California so they can move on and be innovators and move the state into the next century. That takes investment, and I think we have a responsibility to do it strategically and wisely.
How nice, but also how strange for the next governor to come in and not be facing a crisis because we're not used to that.
You know,
we need a crisis.
Those gentlemen and the one woman in the race really can be sitting in the catbird seat. But again, it'll be their responsibility to continue to guide investments and savings in a responsible manner. California, we have a huge crisis with regard to homelessness and affordable housing in California. Those will be major public policy issues that the next administration will have to confront, and I hope in a very straightforward way.
Holly Mitchell, state senator from Los Angeles, chairs the Senate Budget Committee. Senator, thanks.